Dear research scholars, please note each research problem, whether medical, engineering, natural sciences, social sciences, including economical, human behavior, and psychological, are unique in nature. Each problem needs to be handled and analyzed with specific methodology. Each technique which I am going to take is general in nature and should be used under expert advice if you are beginner. Learn the techniques and use your expertise specific to your problem wherever required. Further, you may submit your research work at Journal of Global Economy www.rcssindia.org. Your work is evaluated by peers with double-blind methodology. You will get comments for your work. Continue learning. Today, we will learn an important technique about cause and effect relationship, that is regression. Regression is one of the important technique which is used to establish cause and effect relationship. But regression should be used with great care. Primary assumption of regression is that variables should be theoretically related. If the variables are not theoretically related, the regression results will have no meaning. You will unnecessarily be relating the variables which have no relationship. So, before using regression, please review the literature to see whether the variables are related or not. Secondly, linear regression has 5 assumptions. 1. The relationship should be really linear. There should be multivariate normality. There should be no or little multicollinearity, no autocorrelation, and there should be homoscedasticity. We will talk about each relationship in separate videos. However, we will learn in brief about these assumptions. First, linear regression needs the relationship between independent and dependent variables to be linear. The linear regression analysis requires all variables to be multivariate normal. You can check whether the variables are normal or not by QQ plot, histogram, and or by Zark-Vera test. Linear regression assumes that there is little or no multicollinearity in the data. Multicollinearity occurs when the independent variables are too highly correlated with each other. Check the correlation of independent variables. Durbin-Watson tests the null hypothesis that residuals are not linearly autocorrelated. Linear regression analysis requires that there is little or no autocorrelation in the data. Autocorrelation occurs when the residuals are not independent from each other. The last assumption of the linear regression analysis is homoscedasticity. The scatter plot is a good way to check whether the data are homoscedastic, meaning the residuals are equal across the regression line. Basically, the regression equation is derived by using the technique of differentiation. We frame the regression equation as estimated y denoted by y cap is equal to a plus bx, and if we see the difference between actual y and estimated y, we call it error, and variance of error or sum of squares of error can be denoted by y minus estimated y whole square, and then we sum it up. In other words, actual y minus a minus bx square, we have to minimize this, and by differentiation we come to, if it is a one variable, we come to two nominal equations for one variable, that is sigma y is equal to na plus b sigma x, and second sigma xy is equal to a sigma x plus b x square. If we do further simplification, we can also write it b is equal to sigma xy upon sigma x square. These are small, so this small x means x minus x bar. This is deviation from the mean. Similarly, y is y minus y bar. X square is, that is x minus x bar whole square. And then we can find the a equal to y bar minus bx bar. Now we can use these nominal equations or this second method of deviation to find the coefficients a and b, and then we can frame the regression equations for forecasting purpose and establish the cause and effect relationship. In another video, we will learn how the differentiations have been done to arrive at these formulas. Today, we will use four methods to frame the regression equations. We will use nominal equations. We will use another technique, minimize variance of error. We will use also maximizing log likelihood, or there is another technique which is data analysis technique provided with the Excel. See, if this equation y is equal to estimated y is equal to a plus bx, but actually it is y is equal to a plus bx plus error. See, there are two methods. One is we can minimize the error, and secondly is we can maximize a plus bx. So in both the methods, answer should be same. But these techniques are used differently for different purposes. So The technique of using minimizing error and technique of maximizing log likelihood should be learned by researchers so that they may use it for their regression with various techniques. Let us open the Excel sheet and learn by all the 4 methods. Let us take theoretically related 2 variables, price and demand. Price is our X and demand is our Y in quantity. If the price is say 1 rupee, demand is 25 units, price is 2, demand is 22, and we want to establish a relationship. So we'll have to find out first mean. I'll put it as average of X. I'll just drag it and I'll find out the average of Y, and then I'll find out X minus X bar, which will be my small x, and then I will take Y, which will be my Y minus Y bar. So this is Y minus Y bar. So X minus X bar means this minus your mean, but mean will be fixed for every variable, every observation. So we are going to fix it up by putting the dollar sign. So it will be 1 minus 5.5 is minus 4.5. So we'll drag it down. Now we have to find out Y minus Y bar equal to B6 minus mean, but we will fix up the mean by putting the dollar signs, and we have got the mean. We will drag it down. Now we have to find out X, Y, that is multiplication of both, equal to C6 multiplied by D6. So this is the multiplication, and we will drag it down, so it will multiply it by all. Then we have to find out X square. X square, that is small x square. So we will square it equal to this one. We will square it in by putting it into bracket raised to power 2. So this is the square of x, small x, x minus x bar whole square. So we'll drag it down. Then we will sum it equal to SUM, and we will sum all this, multiply numbers, and then sum of x square also. Sum of x square also. So now we will find out B. B is equal to, so this will be your summation of this one divided by summation of x square. So this is your B. Now we have to find out A. A will be y bar. Y bar is this, so equal to y bar minus b. This is b into your x bar. So this will give me your A. So now we can write down the equation. Your estimated y is equal to minus, we'll put A first, 226.333 minus 2.151. We will put up to 3 decimal. There is no need to put more than this. So this will be x. So this is your equation. 26.333 minus 2.151x. Now let us see how we get the regression equation by minimizing the error. Data is same, but here in this case we will use solver to minimize the variance of error. Let us see how we do it. We will take up any numbers here, A and B. Let us say we take A as 0.5 or B as 0.2. We will take any number. There is no worry that why we are taking 0.5 and 0.2. Let us estimate the equation. Let us estimate the equation. Estimating the equation will be, now if we want to estimate the equation for this, so we will have our equation like this: A plus B into our x7. So this will be our predicted value for observation number 1, that is when x is 1. But we'll have to fix up because we have to calculate all the predicted values, estimated values. So we'll fix up this constant which we have assumed it as A2 and our B2. They are our fixed values, and A7 will be changing. So we are going to get it like this. So we'll drag it. So these are our estimated values. Okay. Now actual value is y and estimated value is y. By taking the A as 0.5, B as 0.2, we are not going to take anything. So there is no problem as such. Now we will find out the error. When we have to find out the error, what will be our error? Error will be actual y minus estimated y. So this will be our error. Now we have to drag it down. So we will get the error for each observation. Then we will find out error square. Error square means variance of error. To find out the variance of error, what we will do? We will take up the square of this. Each error square, we will take it up, and we will take it up 0 raised to power 2, d7 raised to power 2. Now we will drag it down. Everything will be dragged down. So these are our errors. Now we will sum the errors. These are sum of errors. We will say sum of errors. So equal to sum all these square of errors. Okay, now we are to minimize this error. To minimize this error, we will use solver. I'll click on the solver and I will say I want to minimize what? I want to minimize this value, sum of squares. This is the value which I am going to minimize. By changing the cells, these two cells I am going to change it and make the unconstrained variables non-negative. There is no need, and there is no condition, other conditions also, and we can use it. And let us see what we get. We will solve it, and he asked me, should I keep it? I say, okay. So we are getting now A is equal to 26.333 minus 2.1512. So my estimated equation is same as 26.333 minus 2.151x. Same. Now let us start how we do the regression by log likelihood. To understand that, I have already told you, either you minimize the error or you maximize the independent variables area, that is A plus bx, that we maximize likelihood. So here we use the concept of normal distribution. I have written the formula on this. Actual formula for normal distribution is y is equal to 1 upon pi, 2 pi square root of 2 pi into standard error, standard deviation, multiplied by e raised to power minus x minus mu whole square divided by 2 into variance. We will use this formula to maximize this. You may be wondering why we are doing this exercise. This is a necessary exercise because for logistic regression and other such probit regression also, we can't minimize the error. See, answer will be same, your predictors will be same, A and B will be same, but the methodology is different, because in this method we cannot go ahead with minimizing the error, but we'll have to use the log likelihood. Now here there is a warning, because this formula has got a lot of 1 by sigma into square root of 2 pi e raised to power minus x minus mu whole square divided by 2 variance. So we need lot of we have to be very careful, because so many brackets, so many formula complications are there. So let us first find out the variance, that is variance of x. So we will write down here equal to VAR, variance of x, this one. This is our variance of x. So variance of x is coming as 9.1667. As we have taken in A, as we have taken up in error minimizing, same thing, because we are going to use the solver and we can take up any value here, 0.6 or here 0.2, whatever you want to take it, you take it. And same way, first we will estimate the values of y equal to, this is our constant, plus multiplied equal to b multiplied by our x, which is equal to 1. But because in all the cases this constant will be same, so we are fixing it up with $sign, and so this is our predicted value. So we will drag it down. Okay, now first of all we need to find out x minus mu, which is our error. So we have to be careful about this error. X minus mu is actually our error. So we will find out the error. That is our x minus mu, that is predicted value and expected value. So it will be this equal to this minus this one, your expected value, and we will equal to 6. So this will be error. So we will drag it, and this is coming. Now we have to find out x minus mu, this x minus mu whole square. So we will find out error square here only, so that there should not be any complication. So we will write down here error square. So this is equal to this one, but we have to put it in bracket. Better we put it in bracket so that this software should not do any mistake, and we will drag it. So error square. Now we have to find out likelihood. So we have to find out likelihood. So how will we find out likelihood? Now we have to be very careful while using the formulas, because so many brackets, everything will be, so you have to be very careful. So I am going to take up this standard deviation also inside the, under the square root, so it will be variance. So I will be taking it at 1 upon square root, SQRT, square root of what? My variance. This is my variance. Okay, but this is to be fixed, because everywhere this variance is going to be same, so we should not. Okay, now the next one is multiplied by 2, multiplied by 3.14159, which is the value of pi, 3.14159. Okay, now this part is over. This is over. So now we have to, this one is over. Now we have to take up the second part, which is multiplied by exponential term, EXP, exponential term of this minus, because that is important here, minus. What is that minus? Minus is error. What is that error? Error is this. Okay, E8. What is, and we are going to divide it 2 into variance. Variance is this one. Now we have to fix it up, because this is going to be same for all the numbers. Now only problem in this case is we have to be very careful about brackets. Here we have closed the bracket. Now let us see, first we have opened this. You have to be very careful in using the brackets. So we have to, first bracket we have put it here, exponent multiplied by exponential term, open the bracket, minus E8. E8 means what? Your this one error, divided by 2 into variance. So this should also be put into bracket. So many brackets are there. So I am going to close this brackets. So we are going to get it here as likelihood. Now this likelihood for we are going to drag it down. So these are the likelihoods. We have to take now ln of log this likelihood, log likelihood. So that will give you log likelihood. So drag it down, sum it. So this will be equal to sum of what? This one, the log. So this is sum. So now we have to maximize this sum. I am going to open the solver. I have opened the solver now. Now where I am going to maximize this D19. This is what I am going to maximize this by changing the cells. These are my cells which I am going to change it, and there is no need for making constraints non-negative, and I will maximize this value G19 by changing the cells B2 and C2, and I will say solve. Says retain it. Let's say yes, okay, and we are framing this equation, same equation as y is equal to 26.333 minus 2.151 x. So you may say answer is same, but the method is here different. Here the method is used as log likelihood method. This method is used for logistic regressions and other types of regression. It is also used for finding the GARCH, G-A-R-C-H. We will talk sometime on this also, which is very useful for finding out the volatility of the share market. For GARCH also we need log likelihood. Now let us see the method which is being used in Excel with data analysis. This also gives a lot of other information like your R square and your others. So I am going to use now data analysis technique. This is very common, students use it. I'll go to data analysis, go to regression, and in regression I will use the Y range. This is my Y range, and I can use also as demand as Y range, and then I can use the X range, which is by price. So because I am using labels, I can put labels here. Output I am going to put somewhere here. Wherever I want it, I can put the output here, and it will calculate a lot of things. You can also calculate the residuals with this. Residual will give you the errors. Okay. You can also calculate standardized residuals, and we will talk later on what is the meaning of standardized residuals and normal probability plots. Say okay. Now here you are going to get R square as 0.71, standard error is given, and these are the residuals. Your residuals are given. See whether residuals are same. What we got it here? Yes, these errors are same, but we got it here in the earlier. So errors are same. Predicted values are also same. See predicted values 24.188, 22.033. So this is also calculated, and these are the coefficients, these are the A, this is B, and this P value is also given. That means that coefficient price is statistically significant. Model overall model F is also given. If you don't want to use this, you can also use the Linus. There is a term Linus, but here you will have to be very careful by using the Linus, because you will have to show the array. In the array, you will have to show it that this is equal to Linus. In the Linus, you will have to show first this value y, comma, then you can use x values, then you will have to use whether you want the constant as 0 or you want the constant as normal, or you want other things also. It will tell you the R square also, it will tell you the standard error of y also. But when entering this, please don't enter it. When entering it, just Control Shift Enter. When you put Control Shift Enter, it will put curly brackets before and after that. So you have to be very careful while putting the Control Shift. So it has given you this. Now what are the values it has been given? First is coefficient of B, then A, then standard error of coefficient of this one. This is standard error of this, and then it is giving the standard error of A. It is not calculating the t-stat. You can calculate the t-stat yourself. Very easy. You simply divide it by this, you will get the t-stat. This is giving your R square, and this is giving your 4.39 is the standard error of y. So this one is giving you standard error of y. This one is giving you R square, and this is your coefficient B, and this is coefficient A. This is your A, this is your B, and these are your standard errors. And if you want to calculate the t-stats, if you want to calculate the t-stats, you simply divide minus 2.15 divided by 0.48. You will get the t-stat values here as it is given. This is all for today. We will talk more on other things. Thank you very much.